say nothing wrong.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask you to please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, to honor America with the singing of our national anthem, please welcome Hope College Junior, Miss Mercedes Reed.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Mercedes Reed. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the DeVos Fieldhouse here in the campus of Hope College for today's men's varsity contest between the Tigers of Grace Christian University and your Hope College Flying Dutchmen. Here are tonight's starting lineups. First for the Tigers at 1 forward, a 6'6 senior from Paw Paw, number 15, Grant Garrison. And at 1 forward for the Flying Dutchman, a 6'5 senior from Flint, number 15, Dennis Towns. At 1 forward for the Tigers, a 6'6 junior from Grand Rapids, number 20, Adam Kriegel. And at 1 forward for the Flying Dutchman, a 6'5 senior from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 32, Teddy Ray. Starting at center for the Tigers, a 6'7 junior from Kentwood, number 1, Austin Jackson. And at center for the Flying Dutchman, a 6'6 sophomore from Lansing, number 51, Preston Granger. At 1 guard for the Tigers, a 6'2 senior from New Era, number 10, Caleb Anderson. And at guard for the Flying Dutchman, a 5'11 junior from Williamston, number 22, Riley Lewis. And at the final guard spot for the Tigers, a 5'11 junior from Dowagiac, number 12, Brandon Winchester Jones. And at the final guard spot for the Flying Dutchman, a 5'11 senior from Shelby, number 1, Jason Beckman. The Tigers are coached by Gary Bailey. Hope College is coached by Greg Mitchell. Your officials this evening, Mr. Mike Hillary, Mr. Andrew Otten, and Mr. Shanier Trice.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome inside the DeVos Fieldhouse on the campus of Hope College. So we're getting ready for some Hope College men's basketball tonight. It'll be the Flying Dutchman taking on the Grace Christian Tigers. A little local matchup for you. Dutchman coming in 3-2 overall after a 10-day break. Carly had 5 games in 9 days, and now they're had a chance to rest up early on in the season. Grace Christian 10-4 on the year, 7-0 in their conference. So this is really a mid-season matchup for them. So interesting to see how the Dutchmen will handle that, as they're still looking to get tuned in and kind of tuned up as this season gets underway. And for the Tigers, I mean, they're already rolling. So we'll see how these two teams come out and what goes on. I'm Steve Binning alongside Carly Van Swoel. Sorry for not mentioning that, but you know who we are. And we're ready for some basketball here tonight.
Yeah, Steve, I think you said it perfectly. I think it's going to be really interesting to see what happens tonight as this Tigers team. They've kind of built that chemistry. They've had 14 games already. They kind of get to know each other. They know how each other play. They know how each other move on the court. And so it'll be interesting to see how this Dutch team kind of had a little bumps and bruises here and there, and still working out a lot of kinks. They took a tough loss to Cornerstone 10 days ago, where both Preston and Jason Beckman were kind of shut down, so they'll be looking for them to kind of get hot tonight.
Here's a pass outside, and the first shot attempt of the game won't go for the Tigers, but it's tipped off of Riley Lewis into the wrong basket. And so the Tigers will take a 2-0 lead, better than 3, I suppose, if you're a Dutchman fan, that is. Here's Lewis, kicks to Teddy Ray. First time I'm calling his name all year, as he was injured last time out.
The Tigers right away are going to go to a 2-3 zone.
Here's Preston Granger. Teddy Ray, now Dennis Towns. Towns outside to Beckman. Beckman for 3. That one won't go. Nice box out down low, and the Tigers will look to push. Coming across is Anderson. Anderson leaves it for Kriegel. Kriegel lines up the 3. That one up, won't go. Rebound pulled down by Granger. Lewis, no look pass to Towns. What a catch down low by Towns. Now outside to Teddy Ray. He thought about it, thinks about it again, now puts it on the floor, gets to the elbow, kicks out to Granger. Granger over his head finds Lewis. Lewis straight away. Now Ray. Ray from the wing for 3. Up and good. Teddy Ray welcome back to the Voss Fieldhouse, Teddy Ray.
Yeah, and Teddy Ray, as you know, in the last couple of years has kind of been that kind of clutch player in key moments to make those big shots. Really big man off the glass, kind of their key rebounder, so it'll be important for him to get those second chance opportunities. But that right there was just good ball movement by the Dutch. Working in that 2-3 zone, they really made a move, and the transition became slower on the movement on that 2-3 zone, which allowed a nice open shot for Teddy.
Kriegel inbounds, gets it right back. Now Winchester Jones with it. He'll put it on the floor. Nice step over from the elbow. That one up and good. Brandon Winchester Jones, a name that I was told I'll be calling quite a bit tonight. And on his first attempt, I see exactly why. Here's Beckman. Now Lewis. Teddy Ray. Same spot he hit on the last possession. Back to Lewis. Lewis back to Teddy Ray. Dennis Towns in the paint. Pulls up. Little floater. Back of the iron won't go. Rebound is pulled down by the Tigers. That time it was Austin Jackson with the good position. Winchester Jones pulls up from 3. That one on a line, won't go. Rebound pulled down by Granger. Lost his footing for a minute. And then hands off to Beckman. Beckman wants to push, leaves it for Lewis. Lewis for 3. That one won't go. Rebound tipped around, and once again pulled down by Jackson. So both teams looking to run here, Carly, early on. And just as I say that, Winchester Jones will slow it down. He hands off to Jackson. Jackson goes down low to Winchester Jones, working on Lewis, and he'll go up, but he gets called for the walk before, trying to battle for that position, and just got a little bit too happy with the feet. Here's a look at the replay for you.
Yeah, and you see that pivot foot right there, take a half a step.
Lewis with it, goes to Ray. Ray near wing. Now Towns back out to Lewis. Lewis surveys his options, goes to Teddy Ray, back to Lewis. 11 to shoot now. Beckman with it, puts it on the floor. Now kicks out to Lewis. Lewis for 3. That one's contested, won't go. Rebound. Teddy Ray has it. Now it goes back out to Beckman. Beckman straight away, wide open for 3. Up and down. Jason Beckman, his first bucket of the night from beyond the perimeter. That's 3 for Beckman, 6 for the Dutchman, 6-4 with 16:45 left in the first half.
And that started right there from that Teddy Ray weak side rebound. That's going to be huge on a zone to kind of come in and crash those boards from that weak side, and good vision of the court to see Beckman wide open.
Now baseline are the Tigers. Jackson, little jumper. That one back iron, rattles around, won't go, and tipped around, out of bounds. Last touched by Preston Granger. Seemed like he and Teddy Ray just weren't on the same page there as the two teammates came together and then handed over possession back to the Tigers. Down low, Kriegel, nice pass to Jackson, and Jackson will lay that one in, but again, nice pass by Adam Kriegel as Austin Jackson came off the screen completely open.
And good feel by Kriegel. He felt that double team, and you know when you got a double team, someone's wide open and just happened to be the biggest man on the floor.
Beckman again from outside, trying to take advantage of that 3-2 zone early on, but he misses from the wing. Now Winchester Jones, Kriegel thought about it, back to Winchester Jones. Couple stutter steps, now puts it on the floor into the paint. Little floater, that one off the back iron won't go. Beckman with the rebound, he pushes to Lewis. Lewis far wing, now goes cross court. Teddy Ray ends up with it. And now Lewis.
In the inside, both Preston and Dennis have to get more active in the middle to get this 2-3 zone even more broken up.
Towns with it.
And
there's Granger
exactly
down low.
what they need to do, the high-low action. They just got to finish.
Granger can't finish. I don't think he knew where he was, Carly. A couple of Tigers coming up to the scoring table. They'll get some substitutions on their next timeout. Here's Winchester Jones. Jackson just inside the paint. That one will go for the big fella. Tigers regain the lead in the early going, 8-6 with 15-10 and counting.
Yeah, that help side defense. You didn't get that second rotation. Left Jackson wide open, and that's a nice little jumper. If he can get that to continue to go, he's going to be quite the threat.
Pass inside towards Granger, and then that one's taken away by Anderson. Anderson wants to go all the way. Left hand gets the finish. And a couple sloppy turnovers are really just lack of finishing by the Dutchman. And that'll cost them 4-point deficit. Here's Teddy Ray. Now Lewis. Let's go Hope chance starting to come from the Dutchman faithful. Lewis looking over his options. Goes to Ray. Ray inside to Beckman. Beckman turnaround. Nice pass off to Towns. Towns puts it on the floor. wisely goes underneath, and a good finish there by Dennis Towns.
I gotta say, he scared me on that. I thought he wasn't gonna shoot it. Kind of went for the hesitation. He had the left hand wide open, but was not contested on the right hand, so he got it to go.
Carly, help me out, but normally when you hesitate, you are looking to draw contact because
Right.
you expect the defender to go up. And
Typically, yeah.
like you said, there's Jackson trying again. That one won't go. And Beckman again looking to push. He's got Towns. Nice pass. Towns just, again, didn't know where he was, but a great pass there by Jason Beckman. And something new from the Dutchman offense. They're really looking to push in transition. Kriegel. Anderson for three. That one up, won't go. Rebound comes down to Towns, who finds Beckman. Beckman with one to beat. Hands it off to Ray. Ray just lays it in. Thought he was going to throw down. Teddy Ray. Instead, he just lays it in.
And I think that's a smart new addition to their offense. I think Hope has really struggled this season on the slowing down the offense and having that set offense. They really relied on the three, and you can't rely on the three all the time. And if the three's not going to go, you got to have something that can kind of make up for that. So I think this is a fast team. They got a lot of speed, and they got players off the bench that can bring that speed in as well. So I think pushing it is a great opportunity for them. Beckman right there with a nice cut to the free throw line, get a good quick jumper.
And we've got a delay of game warning. And don't know exactly what happened, Carly. I don't think I've ever heard delay of game in a basketball game, but
No, I guess the subs just didn't come in fast enough.
was it that, or was it after the shot was made that somebody touched the ball? I mean,
Maybe,
that's a
that could've been it,
possibility.
Get a couple substitutions from the Dutch. Goral, Hacker, and Dree will come in. And a couple from the Tigers as well.
Yeah, Bridgeforth has the ball right now. He's off the bench, as well as a couple other for the Tigers.
Blackmore's out there.
There's Garrison with it now. Here's Blackamore, and that one given away. And eventually Hackert comes out with it for the Dutchman. Here's Beckman. Beckman right away in transition for three, and knocks it down. Puts his hand up like, hey, if you're not going to guard me, I'm going to shoot all day. Carly working hard to get some roster corrections for us.
That's Bernard Smith in the game. We have him as 55. He's 50 on the court tonight.
There we go. So Bernard Smith, that was the sub that we were missing for the Tigers. Sam Bree outside to Jeff Gorel. Gorel hands it off to Towns. Towns leaves it for Beckman. Beckman again, bit of a heat check. And hey, he's still hot, ladies and gentlemen. He's got 9. Dutchmen have 18.
And that's one of those things that they missed in that Cornerstone game was Beckman, and I think he's kind of struggled with that three-point shot, but looked like those 10 days of practice really kind of came in handy for him.
Here's Hackert with it. Hackert goes to Sam Bree. Now back to Gorel. Gorel. Beckman again from 3. That one won't go. That was definitely the heat check, and on the rebound, we'll get a foul. We're also going to get Brandon Winchester Jones back into the game, as well as a replay, and Marcus Chandler checking in for the first time. Senior from Grand Rapids, a product of Ottawa Hills.
And I mean, we've talked a lot about the Dutch, but the Tigers have done a great job on this set offense. They have a lot of different threats as far as point guards and guards goes that can kind of drive in. We see it right here, and they have great vision and can just dish it really well as Bernard finishes that shot. And I think that's one of those things that kind of comes along with playing 14 games. You get more in that groove of things, the ebb and flow of the offense.
Here's Hackert. Goes right, now left, now through the paint, kicks outside. Gorel, wide open 3. That one a little long, won't go. Rebound is tipped around. Sam Vree threw it down to the floor, but not before he climbed over the back of Bernard Smith. So Sam Vree picks up his first, and you'll see a replay of that one. There's the shot by Gorel. And Vree just a little bit over-aggressive over the back. Just eclipsed the 11-minute mark left in the first half. Tigers looking to tie. That one won't go, and Hackert comes out with the outlet pass. Also see Jason Dietz out there for the first time tonight for the Dutchman. Here he is on the wing. Thought he might let that one fly. Goes inside to Beckman. Beckman Jumps out of a shot. Now goes to Goro. Goro, corner three. Won't go. Rebound by Sam Vree. Tries to go up, and we're going to get called
For a
jump ball here. As Vree went up and was contested. Nice job there by the Tigers defense. Don't know exactly who it was, but that was a strong hand.
And that was just a good cut right there from Beckman. He kind of cut through the lane, opened things up, drew the defense. He had the shot if he wanted it. I mean, we know Beckman can jump out of the gym like no other, but good shot, or a good vision to see Goral in the corner.
Lewis coming off the screen. Now Goral outside, and we're going to get a walk. Goral doesn't agree, but you never really do when a traveling violation
That is very fair.
Called on you as the guilty party.
I think there's a little bit of a stutter step before that first dribble.
Winchester Jones kicks to Chandler. Chandler let one fly. That one wouldn't go. And there's Lewis. Beckman back to Lewis. Lewis thought about it. Now goes outside to Dietz. Dietz picks up his dribble, now goes across to Beckman. That one was almost picked off. Now Beckman leaves it for Dietz, and Dietz goes up and right in to Chandler. And so Dietz now will find himself at the line to shoot a pair. Yeah, that all happened fast. Once again, shout out to our camera crew, doing an excellent job as always. Tonight it's the Twins.
That's some good movement there by the Dutch, and I think something we've seen a little bit more from Beckman than even in last year and in the first couple games is he's really done a great job of finding his teammates and kind of making more of an effort to make those good passes and finding pockets of space for his teammates to go and get have good avenues for cuts. I mean, as we know, he showed us here tonight with his 11 points. He's got 3 threes. He can shoot the ball, but I think he's done a phenomenal job of finding his teammates tonight too.
Both go for Dietz. It's 2016 all over again. That's a joke about the year. Dutch lead by 4. Here's the Tigers with it. Bridgeforth, double clutch. That one won't go. Misses everything. Rebound is pulled down by Vree. Now here's Beckman. Nice little pass there. Overhead, no look. And Beckman with it in the corner goes cross court to Riley Lewis. Lewis now comes out. Another no-look pass. Beckman for a 3 right in front of the Tigers bench. That one won't go, and the rebound is pulled down by the Tigers. Winchester Jones with it. He'll pull up from 3. That one on its way, won't go. Rebound is grabbed by Vree. Lewis now brings it across. Dietz wants to go baseline. Had nowhere to go, and we're going to get a blocking foul called. Marcus Chandler just couldn't move his feet there.
We'll see the replay right here.
And now we'll get our first full timeout of the evening. So that means for the first time here tonight, we'll get to hear from our sponsors, Lawrence and Vandersworth. We'll be right back.
You know, when you're more than a manager, you're not just saying, "Wow, you came in, thanks for coming in, and you know, this is what your investment did." It's so much more than that. There's so much more going on in their lives than just these investments, and it's good to understand that totality, so that you can say, "Well, you know, I know there's a better way of doing this, or I have a resource. I know, you know, there's some other resources that we can help you with here." So it's not just financial planning. It's serving people. It's serving people and loving on people, and that's very joyful.
Welcome back inside DeVos Fieldhouse. Once more, Steve Binning alongside Carly Van Swool. A couple shout-outs here early on. We've got the Hope men's soccer team blowing up my phone here. Sam Albritton tuning in. Ben Hegman and probably the rest of the guys over at the soccer house. Holden Dipple also tuning in. Junior out of Mason.
You got your own little
Got my whole
cheering
posse.
crew,
I mean,
yeah,
all
your
my
little
friends.
squad.
Don Byrne is tuning in. So,
You must feel so loved.
oh, life is good.
I
Life
got
is
my
good.
dad. Does that count?
Yeah, absolutely. Mr. Van Swool.
Shout out to Paul.
Yep, Paul. Good to have you as always. Literally as always. He's always here.
He is always here. Yep. Had his first 8th
It's the
grade
fans
girls
that keep us
practice.
going. Oh, 8th grade
I
girls
know.
practice.
Going back from high school to 8th grade girls.
Going to the Van Swool School of Basketball. They don't know what they're getting themselves
They
into, I
don't.
don't think. Zanstra into the game. Matt Zanstra, that is. Here's Lewis with it. Now Granger. Granger out to Zanstra. Zanstra wide open look. That one won't go, and the rebound is pulled down by Winchester Jones. Winchester Jones with it, picks up his dribble. Now he kicks off to Blackamore. Bernard Smith. Winchester Jones. Jackson. Jackson goes down low to Bernard Smith. Nice couple moves, and that's a walk from Blackamore, who just kind of got caught up moving his feet there. You know, Blackamore, we saw him go way up during warm-ups, and I thought for a minute there, Carly, we were about to get a highlight reel. And if you watch this replay, I think he was just kind of caught between two minds there as he was about to rise up. Zanstra. Now Lewis. Back to Zanstra. Goes to Teddy Ray. Teddy Ray faces up. Looks over his options. Back to Zanstra. Now Beckman, corner three. That one up and good. Jason Beckman, don't quote me on this, believe he's 4 from 6.
I can tell you. He is 4 for 8.
4 for 8, wow. Well, maybe 4 for 6 from 3, but either way, 50%. Pretty good night so far. He's got 14. Here's Jackson trying to go inside, and that one is called on Granger as he was holding the hand quite literally of Bernard Smith.
And I think that's a duo that I kind of want to explore a little bit more. I think Jackson and Blackmore can have some really good connection down low and work that high low as we talked about in the zone that Hope needs to do. But you can do that on the offensive end too without a zone and man-to-man. I mean, they're two skilled big dudes down there. You might as well work both Granger and I guess Teddy Ray was the other one that was down there.
Yeah, Garrison's back into the game, so is Kriegel. Those two combined for this attempt. That one won't go, and the rebound eventually comes down to Teddy Ray, who was able to hold on with his toes on the baseline. Here's Teddy Ray. Goes to Zanstra. Zanstra surveys his options, now goes to Beckman. Beckman hands off to Lewis. Nice pass there by Lewis into Teddy Ray. Back to Lewis for three. That one up and good. Riley Lewis, he won't miss from there if you don't have a hand in his face. Knocks that one down.
This is a key offensive set for the Tigers. Double-digit deficit for them. So it's really a huge moment to score a basket.
Kriegel with it. Goes to Garrison. Now Jackson down low against Granger. Good work there by Jackson. Just pushing Granger back, and not much that Preston could do about that.
And I would do that every time. Give it to Jackson. Sooner or later, the Dutch are going to have to double team him, and that's going to leave someone else open. So he's either going to get the bucket, or he's going to find someone wide open for a pass.
Lewis on the wing. Now Zanstra straight away, puts it on the floor. Now back out to Teddy Ray. Lewis with it. 8 to shoot. Here's Teddy Ray. Turnaround in the paint. Nice look there by Teddy Ray. Don't often see him down on the low post, but hey, if it works, it works. Here's Winchester Jones. Driving all the way, and he'll take it all the way. Uses the glass, and with the score 28-20, Coach Mitchell just wants to talk things over for 30 seconds. So, you know, Carly, unrelated to the basketball game, Grant Garrison, number 15 for the Tigers. His mustache is unbelievable. I don't know if you can see that from here. I can certainly see that from here. I don't know how long that man has been working on it, but it is well-groomed and looks good.
You know, my view is blocked, but, you know, I trust your opinion.
Just wait for it.
I'll be
truly is a work of art. So 6:22 left in the first half. Back and forth game. The Dutchmen have climbed out to an 8-point lead, but the Tigers are hanging on and hanging on closely. It'll be Dutchman possession coming out of the timeout. So could be wrong on this, but I think we're acknowledging some of the MIAA champions that Hope College has to offer here tonight. See the golf team off to our left, Carly. Also saw some of the women's soccer players sporting their MIAA champions shirt. So would expect them to get recognized at halftime. Here's Zanstra, thought about it from the corner. Now he goes down low to Towns. Towns faces up, backing up and lost the ball. Nice play there by Winchester Jones to collapse on Towns. Pass ahead to Anderson. Anderson pulls out, goes back to Garrison. Garrison right hand, little floater. That one rattles around and will fall. Had to be the mustache, Carly.
Definitely.
Now Beckman with it. Brings it across the time. Zanstra outside to Teddy Ray. Now Beckman with it. Beckman puts it on the floor. Nice defense there by Winchester Jones. Doesn't really matter, but the shot wouldn't go. And now we're all tangled up. And we're going to get a jump ball as this one's going back to the Tigers. But nice work there by Matt Zanstra and Teddy Ray to at least get a change of the possession arrow. Here's a look at the replay.
It was a good rebound by Jackson, but his first mistake was bringing it down low to the level of Teddy Ray. And Zanstra, was that the other one that was in that mix?
Right.
Yep. And that's the one thing you don't want to do as a big man is bring it down.
Tyler George into the game. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I assume little brother of John George?
You are correct.
Oh, there you go.
Another Forest Hill Central alumni.
So John George, one of the student assistants for this men's basketball team, does a lot of the work getting Carly and I the insider information so that we have something to talk about to all of you for about an hour and a half.
Yeah, during kind of our insider info.
Oh, my apologies. Yeah, Jordan George. I'm saying John George. Now Towns down low. Ray with it. Goes up to the foul line. That one up and good. Teddy Ray knocks down another bucket. He's got 9. Winchester Jones again going for a run and off the glass. I mean, he just beats everybody down the floor with the basketball. Points are going to be easy picking if you can do that. Here's Lewis. He'll pull up in transition. That one up and good. And talking about easy pickings, that's like a layup for Riley Lewis. 33-26. Lewis has 6. Winchester Jones thought about responding with the 3-ball of his own. Goes to Jackson. Jackson working on Towns. Nice feet there by the big fella. And Austin Jackson just splits the defense, lays up with the left hand.
That was a great job not to get stuck underneath the basket, to continue to go to get that left side of the basket for that shot.
Now Jackson running the floor, goes up with it, but lost the basketball, and the rebound is tipped around. Last touch by George. But great defense there by the Dutchman. We'll get a replay here for you. Riley Lewis felt he was fouled, and Jackson was ahead of the play running, and it was Jason Beckman getting a hand in there. But the Tigers will retain possession. Winchester Jones with it. Puts it on the floor, pull up. That one up and good.
Jones and Jackson taking it into their account to bring this lead within 3.
Yeah, talk about taking matters into your own hands, Carly. Winchester Jones with 10, Jackson with 12. Here's Riley Lewis. Ray was open, he hands off to Towns, and Towns is fouled hard by Winchester Jones, and Towns a little bit slow to get up, but seems like he's okay. And now Nate Davis, as we have a replay for you, will check in for the first time as he gives Tyler George a rest.
For the Flying Dutchman, number 11, Nate Davis.
Beckman to inbound, goes right to Towns. Back to Beckman. Beckman leaves it for Towns, now outside to Lewis. Lewis for 3, hand in the face this time. That one finds the back iron, won't go, and last touch doesn't matter as a foul is called. 2 big hosses getting after it down there.
Yeah,
Dennis
Towns just caught behind the back.
Yeah, as well as Bernard Smith. Kriegel with it. Garrison for 3. That one from NBA range, up and good. And just like that, all of a sudden the Tigers have tied this one up at 33. So with 3:10 left in the first half, we've got ourselves a ball game. Here's Lewis with it to Towns. Teddy Ray on the wing, finds Lewis. Lewis for 3, floats up there. That one won't go. And a nice box out by Bernard Smith as he grabs the miss and hands it off to Winchester Jones. Winchester Jones, little crossover, nice move, and goes up, and he was grabbed from behind by Towns. Towns can't believe it. And Teddy Ray trying to get the boys together to calm him down. Here's a look at the replay. And yeah, I think that may have just been the natural movement of Winchester Jones, but of course the official saw it a little bit differently and had the better angle on it.
Yeah, so Winchester Jones is a shot at taking the lead for his team.
First one on its way, left short by Winchester Jones. And now Granger We'll check in for Towns. Score remains 33-33. Second one on its way from Winchester Jones. That one will find its home. So 1 point lead for the Grace Christian University Tigers. Here's Beckman. Hands it off to Nate Davis. Davis with the right hand, little floater. Hey, look at the freshman from Rochester.
That's a big move from one of your men off the bench. That's exactly what you want them to do. And just with confidence.
Anderson with it now. Looking over his options. Goes inside. Nice pass there and a block from behind. Foul was called on Jason Beckman as Garrison had the position on him. You know, we used to make the joke. Keith. What was Keith's last name, Carly? Come on, help me out.
It starts with a B.
Yeah, I know it does.
Boy.
Anyways, so I used to make jokes about Keith's hair all the time. If
Yeah.
Garrison was on the broadcast regularly, I mean, how can you not make jokes about that mustache? Here, you'll get a good shot of it here on the replay. Nice pass down low. I mean, truly a work of art. His second one from the line, up and good. His free throw form, also a work of art.
Yeah, and besides that mustache, I mean, he's made a couple big-time shots.
Absolutely.
We need that big-time 2, 8, 3 right there to draw the foul to increase the lead, or to get the lead, excuse me.
And Granger gets blocked twice on that play. Has a little bit of a word for the official. Here's Garrison. Extra pass to Kriegel. Kriegel goes to Bernard Smith. Bernard Smith puts it on the floor and then just lays it in. And now a timeout called by Coach Mitchell and company. 30-second timeout once more. We've got an even 2 minutes on the clock. So the Tigers capitalizing on the Dutchman's mistakes. And we talked about it in the pregame, Carly, but that is really just a product of one team that has played 14 games this year and another team that has only played 5. That, at least in my opinion. We'll have a chance to look at some of the stats. Carly's got those pulled up.
Yeah, so one of the ones that really jumps out to me is points in the paint. The Tigers have 24 points, 24 of their points in the paint, while the Dutch only have 6. Rebounding is pretty even. The Tigers have 13, the Dutch have 14. Turnovers, the Dutch have 5. And the Tigers, excuse me, I'm losing my voice, have 3. The Tigers are also getting a lot better quality shots. I think we've seen in the last couple minutes. I mean, they came down from a 10-point deficit, now they're up 2, so that's 12 quick points that they've had. They've done a lot with driving and cutting and getting those passes open. They've had a good time of Winchester Jones has kind of pumped it up a little bit. I mean, in the first half, he was just kind of going for those 3-pointers and was struggling on the 3, but he's kind of found his way in the drive, so it'll be interesting to see how he does and how he works with Smith and Jackson in the middle.
Nice move there by Preston Granger, and that's just his first bucket of the evening, coming inside 2 minutes. There's Winchester Jones responding right away. Nice looking floater there. Great body control by Brandon Winchester Jones. Beckman spinning away from Winchester Jones, lost the ball, and now Teddy Ray has to collect. Nate Davis on the wing. Goes back to Teddy Ray. Now Lewis with it. Beckman, Teddy Ray, a little turnaround, and there's that shot again. Ray working out of the low post and just gets free in that soft pocket between the 2-3 zone.
And that's an under pressure shot too. I mean, Smith had his hand right in his face and he had beautiful arc to send that one right over the defender.
Here's Garrison, kicks outside to Winchester Jones, looking for the screen. Now Kriegel puts it on the floor, 5 to shoot. Back outside of Winchester Jones. He's going to pull up from 3. Little runner. That one won't go. Pulled down by Teddy Ray. And we've got about a 3.5-second difference between the shot and game clock. Here's Ray in transition for 3. That one won't go. Rebound is grabbed by Beckman. Beckman back outside to Lewis. Lewis for 3. That one up. That one's short. Rebound again. Fought for. Don't know who has it. And it comes down to Winchester Jones. So 2 big opportunities missed there by the Dutchman. Here's Kriegel. Tigers can hold for the last shot as Winchester Jones looks back to the bench, and I think that's exactly what they'll do. Winchester Jones directing traffic, now takes it himself, kicks out to Kriegel. Kriegel right in front of the Hope bench for 3. That one won't go. Rebound pulled down by Beckman, and a foul on Garrison with 2.2 seconds left in the first half.
Tigers found number 15, Grant Garrison. His first team's fourth.
We'll get Jackson back into the lineup as well as Bridgeforth. And with 2.2 left, going to be a last-second shot here, probably for Beckman. Beckman splits the defense, now pulls up. That one for three won't go. So at the break, the Dutchmen will trail by one. The Tigers maintain the 1-point lead. It's 40-39. We'll be back in about 15 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
At Lawrence and Vanderswart, we're interested in the history of our community. When 26-year-old jeweler Jacob Raven came to Holland in 1889, the northwest corner of 8th Street and River Avenue was already home to the thriving Holland City State Bank. Raven told bank personnel that he wanted to build a clock above the bank to keep the town on time, and it wouldn't cost them a cent. True to his word, Raven raised the funds with donations from merchants and local factories. High above the city streets, the tower was completed in 1892. Holland's clock tower still ticks high above 8th Street, watching over a town that still loves to run on time. Innovation and ambition today can pay dividends for decades. Lawrence and Vanderswart, interested in our history, invested in our future.
Our first team, the Hope College women's cross-country team, became the first team in history to secure a fourth consecutive MIAA championship by posting a winning score of 32 points at the October 27 MIAA Jamboree and finishing 25 points ahead of the nearest competitor. Hope clocked 6 of the fastest 12 times at the meet. Under the direction of head coach Mark Nordheis, the Flying Dutch went on to qualify for the NCAA Division III National Championship for the 9th consecutive season and 16th overall. Hope finished 24th in the nation. Seniors Emily Hamilton and Avery Lowe and juniors Chelsea Miss Kelly and Kelly Peregrine each earned all-region honors from the United States Track and Field Cross-Country Coaches Association. Ladies and gentlemen, your Hope College women's cross-country team. Next, the Hope College men's golf team claimed its third MIAA title in 4 years in dominant fashion. Led by head coach Scott Lokers, the Flying Dutchman finished first in all 5 MIAA events and won with a league record average of 286.3 strokes. Josh Gibson earned MIAA Most Valuable Golfer honors for the 3rd consecutive season, a first for any MIAA men's golfer. He was joined on the All-MIAA first team by seniors Andrew Goebel and Ben Kramer and junior Daniel Setaseri. Ladies and gentlemen, your Hope College men's golf team. And finally, the Hope College women's soccer team earned its 3rd consecutive MIAA title by posting a league record of 7-0-1 and outscoring MIAA opponents by an 18-1 margin. Under the direction of head coach Lee Sears, the Flying Dutch received an at-large berth to the NCAA Division III Championship and advanced to the sectional round for the first time in team history. Hope defeated Bridgewater and Otterbein in postseason play before falling to national semifinalist Christopher Newport 2-1 in the Sweet 16. Hope finished with 16 wins, tied for the 4th most in team history. Riley Dalton was named MIAA MVP and was among a team record 4 all-region honorees. She was joined by teammates Eliza Beard, Hillary Curry, and Morgan Bursma on the United Soccer Coaches All-Region team. Ladies and gentlemen, your Hope College women's soccer team. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, We recognize our 3 MIAA championship teams this fall. How about a standing ovation, a round of applause for your women's cross country team, your men's golf team, and your women's soccer team.
Welcome back inside the Voss Fieldhouse. Once more, Steve Inning alongside Carly Van Swoel, getting ready for the second half action between the Grace Christian Tigers and the Hope College Flying Dutchmen. First half was back and forth. Tigers went into the locker room with a 1-point lead. Dutchmen led by as many as 8. Tigers really only led, I believe their largest lead was 3 or 5.
Yep.
Once more, as always. I'm not the stats guy. Carly's the stats girl. Dutchmen will have the first possession of the half with Beckman, Lewis, Ray, Towns, and Granger out there. See if they can shake off the rust after a 10-day break. They've got 20 minutes under their belt. See what they have here with the second half. Let's go Hope chance right away from the Dutchman faithful. Here's Teddy Ray on the wing, back to Towns. Towns outside, goes back to Ray. Ray goes down low to Granger. Granger lost the basketball, and it's tipped off of Jackson at the end of that.
I don't think Jackson likes that call.
There's this strange phenomenon, Carly, where when these guys have a call go against them, they never like it.
I know.
Here's Beckman inside the perimeter. That one a little long, won't go. Tipped around and grabbed by Towns, but then given away by Towns. And now Anderson off to the races against Lewis. Nice move by Anderson, and he lays it in. So great play by the Dutchman offense, getting a second chance possession, but then Towns just a little bit careless there, and the Tigers make them pay. Here's Towns with it. Has Beckman coming off the screen. Beckman for 3. No, it won't go. Rebound pulled down by Ray. Ray lost his feet and going to get a foul called. This time it's Garrison who's whistled.
And this is not the start that you want if you're Coach Mitch for your team. I mean, the offense is very stagnant. A lot of things seem forced. There's not a lot of off-ball movement going on. No one really seems like they want the ball to make anything really happen. So it'll be interesting to see how they can get this offensive set moving.
Towns, little floater. That one won't go. Rebound pulled down by Granger, and that one swatted away by Jackson. Winchester Jones with it. Puts it on the floor. That one up, won't go. Rebound tipped around. Comes down to Lewis. Lewis gets away from traffic. Little crossover now. Gets across the timeline. Looking over options. Goes to Beckman. Now an extra pass to Ray. Ray spinning. And he lost the ball. This time Grant Garrison takes it away. Garrison has Winchester Jones. Gets it back. Now goes up against Towns. That one won't go. Rebound pulled down by Ray. But the call is on Anderson, who came into the back of Beckman. Here's a replay for you.
Tigers foul number 10, Caleb Anderson.
Good job by Towns not to foul on that play, going straight up. Something that I think the Dutch should maybe take a look at again was that on the offensive end, that transition offense did really well for them. I mean, there's a lot of speed, and Preston Granger has a lot of speed as a big man, and Jackson I don't think has quite the same speed as him. Preston's overmatched strength-wise, but if Preston starts running the court, it'll really open things up for him.
Yeah, there's a look at Jackson with the strength, keeping Granger out of the paint, and now Lewis with it. Has to get a shot off with 2 to go. Gets the little finger roll. Nice job there by Riley Lewis. He's a bit of a veteran now in his junior year, and that really took some patience on his part. 1-point game once more. Tigers up 42-41. Here's a turnover by the Tigers. Ray takes the steal, and now going right at Anderson. Little bump off the glass, won't go. Rebound is batted around, and that one will come to Towns, who kept it in play. Don't think he needed to. And then that one was bobbled around by Granger. And now Granger has it again, puts it on the floor. He wants to run through the paint, and we're going to get an offensive foul called on Granger. And I hate to say it, but he led with his elbow there. Preston Granger. And yeah, you can see the push-off on the replay. Not much you can argue about there. And Sam Bree will check in for Granger.
Bernard Smith will come in for Jackson as well.
Kriegel's out there, and also the man with the ball, it's Bridgeforth. Gonna get Riley Lewis on that call. Official referred to Riley as deuces there.
I don't know if I've ever heard that before.
You know, Carly, we hear something every single time that we do this.
That's very true.
For the first time. That one won't go. A rebound tipped around, eventually grabbed by Vree, who hands off to Beckman. He's got Lewis in transition. Towns on the floor, nice pass, and Towns able to finish. And there's that transition offense that Carly was talking about. The exaggerated hand point, so that would make the point that she made. Carly, don't worry. I see you. I hear you. You know the game well. Here's a pass down low. Nice look there. And Kriegel able to finish on the reverse. In 44-43, these teams trading punches. We're 3 minutes into the second half. Beckman with it. Gets the screen. Now goes to Teddy Ray. Ray for three. Up and good. Teddy Ray knocks it down. Now the Dutchman will have a 2-point lead, 46-44, 16:40 just about left in the ball game.
Teddy Ray giving himself 14 points, and if he continues this throughout the season, this Dutch offense is going to get dangerous if him, Riley, and Beckman can all kind of make those big shots.
Here's Winchester Jones. Goes back to Kriegel, but Kriegel can't handle the pass. And that one out of bounds, and we will get a timeout. 30-second timeout here for the Tigers.
30-second timeout.
I think we're going to see a replay of that last one.
Yeah, just a little bit too hot there. The pass, that is, from Winchester Jones to Kriegel. So with 16:20 left in the ball game, Dutchman starting to settle in. Got some All-American rejects here in the arena, Carly. A throwback to our middle school days.
Classic band. And I think the Dutch did a great job on the defensive end, kind of forcing the Tigers to make their own mistakes and make their own turnovers. My stats are loading. And a couple more turnovers to the stat book for the Tigers. And I think that high-energy play is kind of starting to work more into the Dutch favor, so hopefully they can keep that up on the defensive end as well as the offensive end.
Quickly, I know the action's back in front of us, but got to give a shout out to Logan Bilesma. There's a backdoor pass by Jason Beckman. A couple things about Logan Bilesma. Was named an academic All-American.
I saw that today.
So shout out to Logan.
Prestigious honor for
that.
that.
Yeah, absolutely. Logan not only works hard on the soccer field, but also in the classroom. But he told me that it's Keith Brushweiler.
Oh yes, Keith Brushweiler.
Yep.
Thank you.
So thank you, Logan. Here's Garrison from three. Keith's hair to Garrison's mustache.
I think that just brought it on.
And Garrison knocks down the three from outside. He heard me talking about Keith, and he said, hey. There's some new facial hair in town. Here's Teddy Ray with it. Comes off the screen, goes back to Sam Bree. Now Lewis with it. Up top to Beckman. Beckman, little drop step, spinning, right hand, floater, up and good. So Jason Beckman, the and one, gets the continuation. And they'll get 13, Kellum Bridgeforth with that foul. And we'll get Keontae Blackmore, as well as Caleb Anderson back into the game. And a replay for you. That nice finish by yours truly, JB. Nobody does it quite like him.
No.
He really is such a fun player to watch.
Big time players make big time plays. And he's the definition of that.
That one from Beckman doesn't go. We never see that happen.
No. I think that's the first free throw I've seen him miss this season.
Here's Blackmore stepping inside, and that pass is tipped around by Sam Vree. Nice play there by the big man, and Jeff Gorel then lost the ball. Vree had it, and then it's tipped around and eventually ends up with Garrison. Coach Mitchell looks on in disbelief. Now inside, that one goes to Garrison. Garrison puts it on the floor, guarded by Ray. And now Vree, big defense there, kicked out to Winchester Jones. Back to Garrison. Garrison going up and left it off the side of the basket. Teddy Ray comes up with the rebound. Now Lewis running at full speed. Gets the screen back to Teddy Ray. Teddy Ray for a three, won't go, and the miss is pulled down by Garrison. But then Beckman comes up with the steal. Now Beckman spinning, leaving it for Ray. Ray this time from inside. That one up and good. So 52-47. The Dutchman back up on top by 5. Just some hustle defense, some hustle plays making the difference so far for the Dutchman. Winchester Jones with it. Goes to Anderson.
Winchester Jones has been quiet so far.
And there's Anderson. He'll make up for Winchester Jones not having a basket in the second half. Knocks it down with a little floater. He's got 6. Lewis kicks to Ray. Beckman back to the basket, guarded by Winchester Jones. Floater, that one up and good.
Wow.
Beckman looks across from Winchester Jones and says, don't reach. Those two will go at it this time at the other end of the floor. Here's Garrison pulling up from just inside the paint. That one won't go. Rebound tipped around by Anderson. Lots of contact, nothing doing from the officials. Gorel gets the miss, and Lewis brings it across. Ray. Now Beckman.
Ray's looking tired.
Beckman's got 20. Teddy Ray's got 16. Beckman working on Winchester Jones again. Lost his handle, now picks up again. Goes to Vree. Now Lewis. Lewis with 8 to shoot. Gets the screen from Ray. Now goes to work on Winchester Jones, and Lewis is fouled. Winchester Jones is going to pick that one up, and we'll get a myriad of substitutions this time, as it'll be Jake Honer checking in for the first time tonight for the Dutchman. Granger, Towns, and Hackett all return. We've got Austin Jackson back, Kriegel back, and I believe Bernard Smith was already out there, so just Kriegel and Jackson back for the Tigers. Here's Honer with it. Honer leaves it for Beckman. Beckman, extra pass to Towns. Now back to Honer. Honer gets the defender to go up. And we're going to have a little bit of a conversation here from the officials. And a travel called on Honer. And Carly agrees with that call, so she saw it all the way. A little bit of anger there from the Duke crew. Love to see the passion, I suppose. Here's Winchester Jones, and he'll call a timeout as Beckman was all over him. And a full timeout, so that'll give us an opportunity to take a break and hear from our sponsors, Lawrence and Vanderswart. We'll be right back.
At Lawrence and Vanderswart, we are interested in the history of our community. This farm once belonged to Albertus Van Raalte, founding father of the city of Holland. And this house, built by his son Ben in 1872, has been known through the years as the Maples, due to the large trees in the front yard planted by Van Raalte himself. These trees stand today because of the industry and vision of Albertus Van Raalte. Today, the DeGraff Nature Center taps the maples and demonstrates how maple syrup was made centuries ago. Innovation and ambition today can pay dividends for decades. Lawrence and Vanderswart, interested in our history, invested in our future.
Welcome back inside the Voss Fieldhouse. I'm Steve Vinnig. She's Carly Van Swoel. 12:48 left in the ball game. Dutchmen lead by 5, 54-49. Carly, since we've been here, and by I mean since I mean you and I, now in our senior year, the Duke crew has gone down in number, but I would argue that the passion, the energy has just gone up. It's through the roof, let me tell you.
Is.
What they don't have in numbers, they make up for in voice and just energy. Here's Winchester Jones giving it away as Honer with the right hand, and he's fouled by Anderson in transition. So the Tigers starting to unravel a little bit here as we're getting down into the stretch of things. Here's another look at the Anderson foul on Honer. And that is already the 5th on the Tigers, who only had 6 first half fouls. That may be a factor as we move along. Hackert to inbound, goes to Granger. Nice hands by Granger, back to Hackert. Hackert in the corner, now goes into the paint. Little ball fake, but then gave it away. Athletic play by Winchester Jones. Now Anderson going against Beckman, able to use the glass and the 2 high school teammates. That time it's Anderson who comes out on top, both products of Shelby.
I can't imagine how good of an offensive team they had at Shelby.
Yeah.
Between those two.
Those two. Yeah, Danny, you had to order Beckman into that?
Yep.
Who knows? Maybe
Nice
Anderson's got a couple siblings. Here's Winchester Jones off the glass, too strong, and that one's going to be tipped out of bounds, and then a nice play by Preston Granger, who throws it off Winchester Jones.
That's a backyard basketball move right there.
That is a backyard basketball move right there. And so Preston Granger definitely not having his best night points-wise, but making it up for it with the hustle plays. And good to see from the sophomore out of Lansing.
That was my brother's favorite move in the driveway. Usually it was off my head, though.
Oh, Carly. Here's Honer with it. Honer trying to get a pass down low. That one tipped away off the foot of Winchester Jones.
Number 6 for Hope College. And how about this? Number 15 for Grace Christian. They played half their season after tonight's match.
Honer. Now Beckman. Towns. Towns. Facing up against Smith. Packard. They had Granger wide open on the backside. Nobody saw him. Beckman says, hey, I'll take that, and he knocks it down from outside. Beckman's got 23. The Dutchmen have 57. They're up by 6 with 11:25 left in the ball game. Here's Winchester Jones. Outside. Now pass inside to Jackson. Jackson goes back outside to Kriegel. Kriegel, step back. I think his foot was on the line. Doesn't matter as that shot won't go, and we're going to get a foul called. This time, yeah, they're going to get Bernard Smith as Preston Granger took his seat on the floor. And that was by no means under his own power. See if we get another look on that. There it is, yeah. See at the tail end of the screen there, Bernard Smith just coming in and dragging Granger to the ground.
Minutes to go, 57-51, still in favor of the Dutch.
Here's Beckman with it. Now Teddy Ray trying to go inside to Towns. That one tipped around, eventually comes out to Kriegel. Kriegel puts it on the floor. Now going right at the basket. That one swatted by Teddy Ray, who gets it off to Beckman. Now Beckman looking for Honer, but again, Winchester Jones, probably the quickest guy out on the floor, and comes up with another steal. Nice pass to Jackson. Winchester Jones finding Jackson inside, and what a look there.
Yeah, Jackson just kind of sneaked down the lane. I think he was just running back on offensive end and just happened to find himself a nice pocket of space.
Ray goes to Granger. Granger goes to Towns. Towns working on Smith. Little floater, lots of contact, nothing doing. Smith comes up with the miss, and now we're getting a foul called on Towns. He just got a little bit handsy there.
Hope College foul number 15, Dennis Towns.
We'll see a replay of that right here.
Team's third.
And it's a 4-point game with 10:20 left to go, and fouls 90 feet away from the basket when it's this close. I mean, they're never a good idea anyways, but especially in a game this close, it's not something that you want to do. And it looks like the Dutch are going to put on the full court press.
See what the Tigers can do to counteract it. Here's Anderson finding Jackson, but that one tipped away by Vree. Now Anderson has it again, and they successfully, not ideally, but they break the press. Now this one tipped away. Granger running the floor, sees Anderson behind him. Well, I should say he doesn't see Anderson behind him. Nice work there by Anderson. Hustle play. Gets the ball back for the Tigers. Jackson for 3. Won't go. Rebound grabbed by Beckman, and he'll slow it down just a little bit here. Now puts on the afterburners. Leaves it for Ray. Ray for 3. Up and good. Teddy Ray. So the senior duo of Jason Beckman and Teddy Ray making a huge difference for the Dutchman in this ball game. Beckman with 23. Teddy Ray only trails him by 4 with 19. Here's Winchester Jones. Goes to Anderson. Anderson spinning, working on Sam Vree. Back to Kriegel. Jackson puts it on the floor. Nice move. Steps past Granger and able to control the body through the contact. And Austin Jackson, don't forget about him. He's got 16 points.
And that's just a great move right there. Sam Vree coming in with that help defense. Good job of not fouling, but just phenomenal finish by the
nice
big guy.
Move there by Lewis. He leaves it for Granger. Right hand. Granger able to finish. Only his second bucket of the ball game, but a big 4 points. 7 is what separates the Tigers and the Dutchmen. 9:04 left. Here's Winchester Jones. Bringing it across. Runs into Beckman. Now back out to Jackson. Jackson trying to go down low. That one just tossed out of bounds. Bernard Smith looking for the tug. He won't get it. And a couple substitutions coming up here for the Tigers as well as the Dutchmen as Honer will check back in. Granger will take a break.
Talked about stagnant offense in the beginning of the second half for the Dutch, and I think the Tigers have kind of become a victim of that stagnant offense. Can't really find anything to go. I mean, it's still a 7-point game, so it's still really close, but I haven't seen as much from Jackson or Winchester Jones as I would have thought in the second half. Kind of two players that I that this Tigers offense relies on, but Anderson kind of been one of the key players, so Anderson might be one of those energizing bunnies that need to get things started.
Look at that move by Riley Lewis as he's in double figures. Derek Rose-esque, if I will, high off the glass. Gets it to fall. And now we're going to get a foul inside.
It's going to be on Bree.
Yeah, Bree just once again battling for position and gets after Jackson there. Little ticky-tacky call from the officials, but
protecting the big man.
hey, they've been consistent all night. Done a nice job, at least in my uneducated opinion. Here's a ball that's tipped out of bounds by Beckman. Heads up play there by Bridgeforth as he just threw it off the feet of Beckman. So they'll maintain possession. 15 to shoot, 8:23 to go. Winchester Jones with it. Goes to Jackson. Winchester Jones thought about it, now back to Jackson. Jackson thinks about it twice, lets it go. That one won't go. Rebound pulled down by Ray, and Ray will leave it for Lewis. Lewis looking over his options. Bridgeforth putting the good defense there on Ray, and he tried to leave it for Sam Vree, and Vree just couldn't get there.
I don't think Vree expected that pass.
No, and I mean, oftentimes with Riley Lewis, he does it so well. He
Right.
disguises his passes excellently.
Yeah, it's effortless.
But sometimes for those on his team, it can be difficult to read where he's going, what he's thinking, when that pass is going to come, and I think we just saw an example of that.
The Dutch are doing a great job of jumping those passing lanes.
Bridgeforth for three. That one up and good. And we'll get a full timeout here taken by the Tigers. And that'll give us another opportunity to hear from our sponsors. We'll be right back.
At Lawrence and Vanderswart, we are interested in the history of our community. In 1851, Holland's founder Albertus Van Raalte wanted to establish a secondary school where students could get the best education with an emphasis on Christian character. Originally called Pioneer School, Van Raalte set up classes in an orphanage on 12th Street. By 1857, the new Van Vleck Hall was completed. It provided classrooms, a library, and housing for 10 students, along with the school principal. In 1862, the school was renamed Hope College, and the first graduating class received their diplomas in the spring of 1866. Innovation and ambition today can pay dividends for decades. Lawrence and Vanderswart, interested in our history, invested in our future.
Back inside the Voss Fieldhouse now. And Carly, I've got word that Dante Hawkins, yes, the Dante Hawkins, tuned into the game here tonight. Living with a couple
The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, so Dante, shout out to you. Thanks for, in my at least career, 3 great years of basketball and some really exciting calls. And I would say that all of the Dutchman fans miss having you out here on the floor. But glad that you're still around and still tuning in. Lewis will bring it across for the Dutchman. His squad leads by 6 with 7:25 left in the basketball game. Here's Lewis with it. Back to Ray. Ray now Towns. Towns thinking about his options. Now able to escape the double team. Back to Granger. Granger puts it on the floor. Fights through traffic. Back out to Ray. Extra pass to Beckman. Beckman for 3. Up and good. Don't have anything to say about that, Carly. That was beautiful.
That's great ball movement, and that's exactly what happens when you work it in and out. You get those nice wide open shots in the corner.
Winchester Jones with the response. 67-61, under 7 minutes to go. This one's staying close. Winchester Jones has 16. Now Towns. Beckman just inside the paint, and he gets that one to go. You know, when Jason Beckman hits his jump shot, he just floats there forever. It really is impressive.
And he's great control. I mean, he can change his direction and his body and his whole shot in the air, and it's so impressive.
Here's Bridgeforth with it. You know who else could do that? Dante Hawkins.
That is very true.
Winchester Jones going down low to Jackson. Nice catch there by the big fella, and he lays it in. Austin Jackson, 6'7" junior out of Kentwood. Beckman straight away for three. That one won't go, and the rebound comes off, goes to Garrison. Heard a resounding from the Hope College faithful, and there's Bridgeforth cutting through the defense, and so a timeout is called by Coach Mitchell. And that'll be another full timeout. And once again, we'll hear from our sponsors, Lawrence and Vanderswart. We'll be right back.
At Lawrence and Vanderswart, we are interested in the history of our community. The early Dutch settlers knew that in order for the tiny Holland community to flourish, they were going to need the shipping industry to stop by. So they began digging the channel, without help from the government, all by themselves. The dream of a real lighthouse was realized in 1936, when it switched on its big light for the very first time. The ships came, the lighthouse became an icon, and the ambition and hard work of those early settlers continues to bless our community to this day. Innovation and ambition today can pay dividends for decades. Lawrence and Vanderswart, interested in our history, invested in our future.
Back once more on the campus of Hope College inside the Boss Fieldhouse. 6 minutes even to go in the basketball game. Quickly like to give a shout out to all 200 or so of you tuning into the broadcast. Carly and I appreciate all of you. Hope College appreciates all of you. Thanks for tuning in. And once again, thanks again to Lawrence and Vanderswart.
Yeah.
Wow, I just said again a lot of times. But anyways, thank you to Lawrence and Vanderswart. Of course, been doing investment management and financial planning in the Holland area for a great number of years now, and also employing Carly and I for the past 3.
Very true.
Here's Dennis Towns. Kicks outside to Jason Beckman. Beckman puts it on the floor, skipping through, lost the basketball. Good defense there by Winchester Jones and a ton of contact, and that one will stay with the Dutchman. 9 to shoot, 5:38 to go in the game.
Good hustle play, and that's what you want to see from your point guard. It's kind of those bursts of energy and try to make those big time plays to try to energize the whole team.
Just 27% from three-point land. Hope 11 of 29 from 38. Beckman wants to inbound.
Now a pass inside to Riley Lewis. Lewis with 2 to shoot, has to get it up, and Towns will get it off before the buzzer goes. Hey, might as well use all the clock and get the points. Dennis Towns has 6. It's 71-65. 5:20 left in the game. Here's Jackson right through the paint. That one won't go. Rebound by Vree.
Good
Riley
classic
Lewis will slow
pick
it
and
down.
roll, but you just can't finish.
Harley calls it as she sees it. Here's Beckman.
I think anyone could have called that one.
Now a pass tipped around, and then eventually comes down to the Tigers. Jackson gets his defender up in the air and then can't get the shot to go, and Vree reaches those long arms out there just like Mo Bamba, grabs the miss, and now Lewis going up off the glass. That one will go. Riley Lewis, big shot there for the junior. He's got 12. Winchester Jones, tons of contact, and a travel is called on Sam Vree, there's no travel called. Beckman and Sam Vree were looking for it, but instead the foul is called on Sam Vree. My apologies.
Yeah, Coach Mitch wants the travel before the push, and I think he's got some truth to that.
Number 50, Bernard Smith. For the Flying Dutchman, number 51, Preston Granger.
Sam Vree takes a break. Preston Granger back into the ballgame. Inbounds play coming for Winchester Jones. Winchester Jones gets it back, knocks down the 3, 73-68. And now it's Winchester Jones with 19, and he's keeping his team close.
He's going to stay hot for this team to get back into it.
Beckman off the glass. He's now got 30. And we'll get another full timeout here by the Dutchman. And once more, another opportunity to hear from our sponsors, Lawrence and Vanderswart. We'll be right back.
We've intentionally never had minimum account sizes. Our philosophy has always been, if you're willing to put in the work and we'll collaborate and we set the plan in place and you're willing to go along with this plan and to put forth effort to this plan, we're happy to work with you. It's what we love to do. And so we have people coming in from the very starting point all the way to to the wealthy people. It's all different scenarios. Financial planning is not just for the wealthy.
Back inside the Voss Fieldhouse, Steve Binnig alongside Carly Van Swol. 4 minutes and 17 seconds to go in this basketball game. It's been tightly contested the entire way, including down the stretch, but the Dutchmen right now maintain a 7-point lead. Got to give a quick shout out to freshman at Hope College, MJ Francisco, soccer player.
Yeah.
Little guy, nice guy.
Good man off the bench for you guys this year.
Great man off the bench for us. Left-footed. Be looking for him, and I mean for that matter, just be looking for the Hope men's soccer team. New coach this year, Dave Brand. If you're around the soccer world, you heard about Luka Modric's Balloon d'Or winning, and you also know who Dave Brand is. He's a big deal. That team is going to be fun to watch the next couple years.
Yeah,
but for now, we'll pay attention to what's been fun to watch in front of us. As there's a turnover by Winchester Jones, and Beckman will slow things down and brings it across.
And Teddy Ray, struggled early on in the season with some injury sickness, whatnot, but really just coming out here and dominating tonight.
Oh, that one won't fall for Teddy Ray. Bit of the commentator's curse. Yep. And now Winchester Jones kicks outside. It's Kriegel for three. Won't go. And lots of contact. And Preston Granger praying to the officials, really, that the foul isn't on him.
Tigers foul on number 50, Bernard Smith.
And it'll be Bernard Smith. And now Preston Granger will be at the line to shoot the 1-and-1.
His second foul of the night.
One thing that Preston Granger has really improved on this year has been his free throw shooting. He was 64% last year. He's doing a much better job this year.
Granger. First one on its way, up and good. So yeah, as we're looking at this basketball game, and I mean, we're looking at the score sheet, it's really been a story of a few players, but specifically for both teams, Jason Beckman on Hope and Brandon Winchester Jones. Winchester Jones, 5'11" junior. Carly, how do you pronounce that? Help me out. You're from Michigan. You're supposed to know these things.
I should know this.
Anyways, Winchester Jones been a huge factor for the Tigers. Dowagiac, I believe that is correct. So, product of Dowagiac High School. Thank you, Carly. Here's the three-point try. That one won't go. Rebound pulled down by Granger, and another foul. So Granger, again, will take a little bit of a jog down to the opposite end and have another shot at the 1-and-1, which he converted on successfully the first go-around.
That is his third. Team's eighth.
That's going to be Anderson's third foul.
Entering the lineup for the
Jackson's going to sub in.
Austin Jackson.
For Bernard Smith.
Also for the Tigers, number 15.
We'll also see Steve's favorite man, Grant Garrison, come back into the game.
You know, if we went to the same school, we'd probably be friends.
I think so.
For the Flying Dutchman, number 20, Jake Horner.
And for the Dutch, number 20, Jake Horner.
Jake Horner back into the game, and Dennis Towns gets a gentle applause from DeVos Fieldhouse. Granger at the line. That one wet finds the bottom of the basket. Second one on its way, won't go. And tipped around. Eventually Winchester Jones comes with it. Winchester Jones now finds Kriegel with it. Kriegel dumps it off for Jackson. Jackson, little hesitation, running right at Granger. Nice defense by Granger, and he grabs the miss. So Preston Granger coming to life here just when the Dutchmen need him with 3:05 left in the basketball game.
That's just great defense all around. Stopping the fast break. Doing a great job against Jackson.
Now Granger straight away. Kicks off to Lewis. 10 to shoot. 2:52 and counting left in the basketball game. Lewis has to let one go, and that misses everything. Now Winchester Jones in transition, running right at Beckman and taken away, but a foul is called, and you hate to see that. I think Beckman may have rolled his ankle up against the mat there at the bottom of the basket. But I think he's going to be okay. Walking that one off, yeah. And look at
there.
There's the grimace. That doesn't feel good. I've done an ankle or two in my day. No fun. No bueno.
Not at all. Me gusta tu español.
No hablo.
Hablo.
That shows you my Spanish education. Winchester Jones knocks down the first. Second one on its way, up and good. And Brandon Winchester Jones now into the 20-point range. He's got 21. Jeff Gorel is back into the lineup. And the full court press is on for the Tigers. Lewis with it.
Some full court pressure here by Anderson.
And Lewis gets past Anderson. Now with the right hand, skips past everybody, but missed the easy layup there.
You can have a $100 move, but a 10-cent finish is going to do you no good.
That is some wisdom. Here's Garrison with it. Spinning, dealing. Jackson for three straight away, left it short. Rebound comes down to Beckman.
And Beckman stole that from Teddy Ray, and that would have been his 10th rebound to give Teddy Ray a double-double.
Come on, Jason. Save some for the rest of us. Here's Beckman. Little floater, lost the ball, almost scored. Doesn't get it to fall. We're under 2 minutes to go. Kriegel. Outside, Anderson for three, up and good. That's a big shot. That'll cut the lead to 5. And now we've got a 30-second timeout. Charlie, we almost lost an official there.
We did. I thought I was the only
Glad that
one
we
that
both
saw
saw
that.
that. Yeah, right.
He recovered, though.
He did recover. Did not lose an official. So now we've got a full timeout, and with that, we'll once again send it to Lawrence and Vandersloot. We'll be right back.
Can we go back? This is the moment. Tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over. So
We'll actually take a look at some replays. My apologies. There's Riley Lewis getting into the paint. Smith down low, working it to Kriegel. That was early on in the second half. Then Beckman for the Dutchman. Nice pass back to Teddy Ray, who knocked down the triple. Seen a few of those tonight. Triple on the other end. That time it was Garrison.
Another shout out to our camera crew and our crew behind the scenes in the control room, doing a great job with this. They make all this look phenomenal.
So Gary Bailey in his 14th season for the Grace Christian Tigers, formerly known as Grace Bible College for those of you keeping track at home. And we haven't commented on it yet, but it is turtleneck season, and he looks wonderful.
Big turtleneck guy?
Don't own a turtleneck, honestly, Carly, but the trend is coming back.
It is. That is true.
If you're a Hope College student, you know that at all the formals, all the date nights, girls and guys, but especially the guys, the sport coat and the turtleneck. Write that one down if you need some fashion tips. Seen Jason Beckman rock that one around campus, and you know if he's wearing it.
Oh, yeah. Catch Steve Binning, next Fashion Week writer. Designer, maybe even.
Here's Riley Lewis.
That's the real reason why you're graduating early,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah. Here's Lewis with it in the corner. Comes across, kicks to Beckman. Beckman for three, up and good. A huge shot by Jason Beckman. He's got 33. The Dutchmen have 81. 81 to 73. 1:10 now left in the ball game. Here's a pass tip taken away by Granger. Granger has to get it off, gets it to Lewis, and now Lewis is going to push across the timeline, but not before a foul on Anderson. And now Riley Lewis will be at the line to shoot the 1-on-1.
That is his fourth.
This is going to be Anderson's fourth foul.
Honer checks back in. Jeff Gorel will take a break.
Number 20, Jake Honer.
DeVos Fieldhouse. A few of the faithful fans starting to pack up and head out, trying to beat the traffic, and that normally is a sign that all is well and done here. Lewis knocks down the first. Get a look at that, rebounded by Granger, and then the foul on Anderson as he was trying to get the takeaway. Lewis knocks down the free throw. And then Kriegel brings it across the timeline. Kriegel off the glass. That will at least keep them in contention. Nice take there by Kriegel. That's only his second bucket of the evening. Now Beckman patiently works it out to Teddy Ray, and then Lewis brings it across and is fouled by Garrison, and with 50.1 left on the game clock, Lewis will head to the line. That's the 10th on the Tigers, so 2 shots coming up here for Riley Lewis.
Good job by Beckman to kind of control traffic there.
Yeah, Lewis, a guy that we don't talk a whole lot about on the broadcast, and
we should.
Yeah, and what I'm going to say, Carly, is that really it's just because every single night that we're out here and every single night that he's out here, you get exactly what you expect.
Right,
he's
exactly.
So consistent.
Mm-hmm.
There's always those guys on different sports teams, and those girls for that matter, that no matter what is going on, you'll get what you need from Riley Lewis, just like you will from other players on different sports teams. Lewis has 16 tonight. He's been a huge contributor. And we're going to get a push on Honer.
That is his first team.
And Kriegel will be at the line, shooting the front end of a 1-on-1. First one from Kriegel, nothing but net. And now Gorel will give Jake Honer a break.
I gotta say, that was pretty good defense by Honer. I think I might agree with Coach Mitch on that one.
Advantage for Hope. 3-possession game with 41 seconds remaining. This could come down to free throws, and Hope College has proven this year that they've done very well indeed.
Kriegel, second one up and good. So still 8. And there's Lewis getting away and lots of contact in. I think that's kind of a makeup call there, is they didn't get Anderson on the first one, and then they're going to get Bridgeforth on the second. That'll be his third. Oh, my apologies, his second. Getting ahead of myself.
4 for 4 for the line tonight. He's got 16 points.
And Riley Lewis back at the line. So what I was saying about Lewis, the consistency.
Yeah.
And I mean, I could name a few on the men's soccer team. It's Sam Albritton. Kid shows up and does the same thing every single game. Look at the women's basketball team. It's, I mean, she's new around here, but Sydney Moeller.
Yep.
You look at Kennedy Schoonveld.
Yeah.
Riley Lewis is definitely kind of that Energizer Bunny, as well as just, I mean, the consistency that you need as he knocks down yet another free throw, now at 18. And occasionally he'll just bust out a 30-point game. We saw it a couple times last year. I'm sure we'll see it a few times this year, and no one's ever going to complain about that. And we'll get another whistle as Honer again going to get called for the foul. And I believe that Jeff Gorel, once again.
I think Coach Mitch is doing an offense-defense kind of thing. Honer's going to play all-time defense when he can, if he can keep his fouls under control, and Gorel might be a little bit better of a shooter that they want on the offensive end.
First one up won't go from Bridgeforth.
He did not play in the Cornerstone game 10 days ago, the last game for the Dutchman.
Second one up from Bridgeforth. That one falls. 9 points separate these two teams. Here's Beckman bringing it across. Has Granger. Granger with the exclamation points. Throws it down. Preston Granger Rise up, young man, rise up. Anderson the other way. That one won't go. Granger grabs the miss. Able to hand off to Gorel, and that should do it. It will do it as Beckman brings it across, and now Bridgeforth chasing him. And these Tigers just won't let it end, but now they will, as Teddy Ray will hold the ball, and that will do it. So the Dutchman will improve to 4-2. Grace Christian University falls to 10-5. And that'll do it. That's all we have for you tonight. So, for Carly Van Swol, I'm Steve Binnig. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome night. Stay safe. And as always, Roll Dutch.